Hello, Brooke. My name is Sean Everett. I am the website analysis expert over at Zucker Marketing. Thank you so much for talking with Eric. He sent your website over to me for analysis as promised. Here we go. The first thing is you guys spent a lot of money on a beautiful website. Truly, there is custom photos, a lot of your actual work. It's just a really great website. There's a lot to see, a lot to do. It's interactive. This is a top-notch website. But I also have to say that I am not here for the aesthetic part of it, and I hope that doesn't disappoint you. You have a great website. I'll give you that. But what I'm here about is you want somebody to get here. Once they're here, they're going to make full use of all the beauty that you have designed and paid for. Getting them here is what is necessary. And getting them here has to do with what's in your website already. It might just need a few tweaks. It might need some overhauls, but it has to do with what is in your website. And I'm going to show you exactly what I mean. And I'm going to go through it with you just as I see it, you'll see it. Now, the first thing I do after looking at the site is I go and I look at this. This is a paid tool that I have called Ahrefs. It gives me a bunch of your metrics and shows me how your site has been performing. Now, after that, I go and do a regular old Google search for Billings, Montana roofer. Now, I need to explain a little bit about Google algorithm at this point. Now, the algorithm sounds like the most boring thing in the world, and it probably is, but it's my business, so I better do a good job explaining it to you. The algorithm was designed by Google to give its search customers what it calls the most relevant results. Now, relevancy to Google means that they have a good website. Relevancy to you and me might mean that they have a good work ethic, that they have good materials, and that they have a certain amount of expertise. No, not according to Google. So we have what we have. That's the world that we're set up with. So the first things you're going to find in a Google search are the paid ones. Those are the folks up here at the top. And that is you. That is great. Being up near the top is a good thing. And you're a year in business, so it's probably really helpful. Now, underneath that is what we call the map pack. Now, this would be ideal because the map pack shows where you are on the map, and people like to hire local. So, and I know that Billings isn't like a sprawling metropolis. I've been there several times. So, local is relative, but it does help oftentimes for people to know where somebody is that they're going to hire. Now, the Google Business Profile is what you need to do to get here. And these folks did that versus these folks who perhaps did that but didn't do it well enough or perhaps didn't do it at all. Now, you want to end up here having done it. So it's kind of like a Facebook profile. They're going to ask you how many years you've been in business. They're going to ask you what your actual hours are, and they're going to ask you what your, some of these that they're just tick boxes. Now, you can fill these out yourself, but it would probably be best done by somebody with experience and expertise because the goal would be to get in the map pack. Now, underneath that, we have what we call the organic search results. These are the result of the Google algorithm. Now, I've told you one of the things that the algorithm is looking for, and that is filling out a Google business profile. The second thing it's looking for is content. Now, if I scroll down, you'll see that a bunch of these first ones are actual lists that other people put out. So the first actual roofer that I find is Kirkness Roofing. And I'm going to show you their site. There it is. I'm going to do something really fast to show you something that Google likes a lot. And the reason I'm doing that is because 99% of the people who, well, actually 97% of the people who come to your site are going to get there from Google. So it's good to know what they want in order to give them what they want, because that is how to get at the top of one of their search results. Now, the Google algorithm is looking for 3 specific things, one of them being that Google business profile. Number 2 is content. Now, Google wants you to have 1,500 words, which you manage to blow past easily. But here's the deal. Not all words are equal. And they have not even made the 1,500. They're close, but no cigar. But their words also might be exactly what's going on. Let me show you. Here you are, Go Yellow Ball. And you have 141 keywords on your website. Now, keywords are words that are taken from Google searches by Google. They're places and names of places, neighborhoods and cities that are taken from Google. And they're also words that are on every single website that comes up that is related to your website. And Google keeps track of all those, and then they count them. And the one that appears most often becomes the first keyword, second most often, second keyword, and so on. Now, they can be variations of the same word because the algorithm does not know our language. It only knows what it's looking for, and that could be the difference between company and companies. Those are 2 different words, so 2 different searches as far as it's concerned. So you have 141 keywords. I'm going to show you what Kirkness has. They have 254. So they are, not quite double, but almost. Now, I'm going to show you their keywords just so you can have an insight into what they're doing right. Roofing billings, Kirkness, of course, because that's their own name. Here's what roofing companies, roofer, roofing and roofer, 2 different searches. Contractor, another different search. Remember, the algorithm doesn't know our language. Now, the reason that Google wants you to have 1,500 words is because they want their search customers to go somewhere where they are going to be educated about whatever the subject is that they are searching for, even if that includes a company, which isn't, you're not really there as an educator, but that's what Google wants you to be. So here we go. Next day gutters is another thing. 3-tab versus architectural shingles. So you see, it's a whole variation of a lot of different things that have to do with your industry, that have to do with searches, that have to do with what people's curiosity is. And there's a lot of them are words that I never use. Like, I haven't used the word gutter in years unless I'm bowling, and then my teammates say it a lot and look at me funny. So what I'm going to tell you is that you need to get more keywords in there. Now, after that, I'm going to tell you about backlinks. Backlinks is something where your site appears on a different site and there is a link back to you. So like another example would be Yelp. If you are on Yelp and you have claimed your profile and you put your website on there, there would be a link back to your site. So we call those backlinks. Now, you have 13. Kirkness has 484. That's a bigger spread there that you want to sort of close in on. They're your competitor. You want to beat them at that. I'm going to show you what their backlinks are. Expertise.com, Yellow Pages, Super Pages. I don't know what Digital Journal is. I don't know if it has anything to do with your business or if it's a business journal or if it's just something about the internet. I do not know. Super Pages, This Old House, 3 Best Rated, Today's Homeowner, Dex Knows, things like that. Those are YP, which is the old Yellow Pages. You want things like that. Anything that is rated 70 or higher. Now, there are a bunch that they have that are well lower than 70. You don't need to go to Roofer Digest because people don't know to go there to look for their roofer, or Top Listing Site, or The Hipster Life. People don't go there to find their roofer, oddly enough. I would think just the opposite, that a lot of people would go to That Hipster Life to find their roofer, but what do you know? I'm often wrong. No, I'm kidding. I would never go there. So, you want to have highly rated sites. Now, these sites are the domain rating, and that shows that these sites have a lot of other sites that refer to them for advice. And you can see that a lot of people say, find us on MapQuest or find us on expertise.com, that sort of thing. So these sites are highly rated. You want to get on a bunch of highly rated sites. And it's not going to be hard to do. Look, there's only 2 in the 90s, and I know personally of about 15 that you could be on. And sometimes it's as simple as filling out a profile. Sometimes it requires a request. Sometimes, there's a lot of different ways. So that's what you need to do. Now, here is the reason that Google wants backlinks. Backlinks are sort of like when somebody talks about somebody else and you go, well, he must be kind of famous. Everyone's talking about him. That's exactly the way links are for Google. The more people that link to you, the more important you must be according to Google. So that's why the backlinks. Now, this is what it comes down to. Remember, they're the #1 roofer in Google searches. And it comes down to this. Last month, you had 39 clicks as a result of a Google search. That's up 9 from the month before, meaning you had 1 a day the month before. Now you're up a little bit more than that. Here's what Kirkness had. 91. 3 times the number of clicks that you had, which means they had 3 times the opportunity to get a request for an estimate, to get a potential customer, and to put money in their pocket. I mean, there's an actual monetary benefit to being up near the top. So this is something that I really hope for your website that you have spent such good money on making. I hope that this is something that you will consider doing. If it's, yourself, you can. It's not rocket science, but I also can tell you that it is a time-consuming process and does require some expertise to get it done right. And there's also some research involved. So this is where I think that you might want to spend your time on roofing and on solar as opposed to digging around in the belly of your website. So please give Eric a call, and he would be happy to guide you through the next steps. Thank you so much for watching, and you have a great rest of your day.